Hey guys, it's Jag. Welcome back to the arcade. Let's get back to just another game. Slide 2, Band of Thieves. Last time we competed in the Lumberjack games for the Clockwerk Talons, but we gambled and lost. Specifically, we lost all of our Clockwerk parts, and the only way to get them back is to infiltrate Arpeggio's blimp and try to prevent the return of Clockwerk, although that portrait is not promising. Anyways, let's get started with the final episode.
There we were, heading east across the Atlantic Ocean, stowaways on a giant airborne fortress. Though time was short, we made sure to study up on our unknowing host, Arpeggio. While attending a prestigious boarding school, the young Arpeggio excelled in all subjects, but he never managed to keep up with the other boys physically. Sadly, his wings, due to their small size, were useless for flight. Furious at his feeble body, he focused his powerful mind to search for a cure in the works of the Italian Renaissance masters. Their notebooks provided the springboard for this sinister young genius, and it wasn't long before the Claw Gang took him on as chief inventor. His talents must have been at work repurposing all the clockwork parts for their criminal schemes. And now this mastermind is in possession of all the parts. It's only a matter of time before he puts them back together. And when that happens, well, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Sly Cooper and the gang in Anatomy for Disaster. Now, this area has the fewest jobs. Just gonna warn you ahead of time. Let's take a look at our loot. Alright, we're gonna need 6,000. So we're gonna need double what we have. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to the coins that we have right now. Let's go ahead and sell these. But yes, there are only a few jobs on Arpeggio's blimp, which means I think... Now, I've kind of half planned this out, but I think that given the few number of jobs, I'm going to go ahead and up the bottles that we collect from 10 to 15 per episode. So we should get this done in 2 episodes. I've got them mapped out. Honestly, this is actually one of the more difficult maps to collect bottles on. So I don't know how well this is going to work. It's actually a lot easier if you wait until kind of the final mission, in which case you'll get an item that will make getting all of these bottles fairly trivial. But I don't want to wait until the very end. I want to go ahead and get the move for this map pretty early on, so that if we decide that we want to use it, we can. Now, Arpeggio's blimp is pretty complicated, and honestly, if you stare at the clouds for too long, you're probably going to get a little bit of vertigo. Obviously, if you fall off, you're falling to your death. So don't do that. Alright, there's 2 more to collect, but they're going to be further up. I would say that this blimp has what could be considered 4 layers, generously. You can go pretty far up and pretty far down overall, so you're going to be doing a lot of climbing in search of these bottles. Just be prepared. And by a lot of climbing, there's 1 bottle on top of that structure over there. That's going to be the most difficult to get overall. Okay. And by the way, if you were tired of ambushes, too bad, because these eggs usually hold enemies that will ambush you, if I remember right. That's the 5th bottle. Hey, do not laser me. I think we need to go up on the banner for the 4th bottle. No, it's not up here. Alright. Well, let's snag this one then. is that one I want to snag right now? He said, no, actually I do not. Sorry. It's going to be really important that I properly scout these bottles on this map, so I'm going to be doing my best not to collect any of them out of order, even if it takes a little bit longer overall. Alright, so this is the safe house. Do I need to go down? It does. I thought I heard something clinking. Does not look like there's a lot of room down here. That's the safe house. Actually, I think I see where I passed one by. Possibly over here? Ish? Yeah, see what I mean? This is going to be very confusing, and the last thing I want to do is to get bottles that I haven't planned out and then really start having to hunt. Maybe it's up there. I bet it's up there. That looks like the structure on the map. In fact, both of them might be up there, if I'm looking at this right. I don't want to go in yet. I want to go up. Okay, good. Yeah, I can hear them now. There's one. And then I'm guessing the other is right there. Good. So yeah, a little bit of a turnaround. You really have to keep your mind open. Alright. All the way over there. This is the most bizarre blimp. I'm not doing that. Oh, it's because it was next to my computer and pressing the button. My keyboard was pressing it. This is one of the more bizarre levels. Overall, I like the aesthetics of it, but getting around can be a real interesting challenge, and it requires you to think about things that you otherwise would not consider. Like, we're gonna have to get up there by using this fan blade, but we're actually gonna have to get up there by using this rail. Do not even. I do not have time for you. Alright, we need to do recons. The recons are very important. Let's get started.
My instruments have picked up large magnetic fields radiating from inside that blimp. If Arpeggio's already started reassembling Clockwerk, that's where you'll find him.
Sounds good. I'm on my way.
Don't waste any time here, Sly. Get to the blimp and take some recon photos. To build the plan, we need to know how close they are to reviving Clockwerk.
Relax, Bentley. I've got it under control.
Alright, how are we gonna get up there? I guess we're gonna paraglide from here-ish? Over to that wing, I think. Yeah, okay, I see it. There's a wire we can take up. This episode really does a good job of getting you to feel the urgency of everything that's going on. It's short, it's focused, everything is specifically for Clockwerk. And there ain't no messing around. There are still 3 treasures that we are going to grab at some point.
I had no idea they could reassemble Clockwerk so fast!
Calm down, Bentley. He might be in one piece, but he doesn't appear to be, you know, alive. Let's stick to the format here. How about some recon photos?
You're right. We need to be informed to create a plan of action. Try to get a shot of Clockwerk's head, a mech egg, and one of those spinning magnetic inducers. They seem important to the procedure, but stay away from the guards. If you get detected, we won't have time for a second chance.
Alright, so I won't get detected. Let's start with the magnetic inducers. Gonna follow one of those, probably poorly. I'll set up here. No, not close enough. Or no? How about here? There we go.
Magnetic inducers seem to be holding the clockwork parts together.
Alright. I'm not going to be able to get a shot of his head. Where are the mech eggs that he wants me to take a picture of? I don't see them. Also, I'm pretty sure that you cannot take out a guard. You will get detected if you do, so don't try. Although, yeah, they've got glowing blue butts, so we're going to need them at some point. I don't think we can pickpocket anything from them, no. Just gonna have to do your best to dodge them. Alright, I should be able to get a shot of the head from here. Say cheese, monster. There we go.
Clockwork appears completely inanimate. We still might have a chance.
Hopefully. Alright, where is the mech egg you want me to take a picture of? Apparently behind him. That was almost bad. That's what I get for being careless. Alright. Mech eggs, mech eggs. Ah, okay. In there. Huh? Alright. Gonna have to take this picture quick.
I'm sensing radioactivity from inside those mech eggs. I wouldn't get too close. I'm detecting voices from the front of the blimp. I think it's Arpeggio.
Alright, well, I had to get close enough to take a picture, so I hope you didn't just kill me. Whew, beat that guy. I was actually wondering if it's going to be possible. Okay, this one doesn't seem to patrol at all. I'm going to have to remember that.
Neela's here too!
He's obscured. Let's try it from here.
There he is, the mastermind behind this blimp and the source of all our problems.
And this is more the source of all my problems.
I can't believe it! She must have been working with Arpeggio all along! I don't need to study those photos to see the writing on the wall. Clearly, Neela and Arpeggio have conspired together to rebuild Clockwerk, and it looks like they're dangerously close to realizing their goal.
Look, Bentley, I know it's not your style, but I need a quick plan of attack. Try to think of a way, any way, to stop Clockwerk from getting reassembled.
Well, those magnetic inducers seem to be holding the parts together. If you reverse their polarity, it should pull Clockwerk apart. Unfortunately, the inducer speed control station is locked down tight. Pickpocket keys for the 4 patrolling guards to get at it. Then you'll need to manually reverse the polarity of each inducer deck at the top of their rotation.
Consider it done.
Alright, so this is actually kind of a complicated mission. I may settle for just 10 bottles. We'll see what time is like. Man, that was close. Alright. Let him get away. And then wipe this guard out. Really, only 3 of them are patrolling. The 4th one's just standing there. So it should have been 3 patrolling guards and someone useless. Although these guys are armed for war. I also like the fact that they're wearing stilts. I don't know why, that amuses me. Alright, This should be simple now. Fortunately, they don't have a lot in their pockets, because we're getting these keys really quick. And one left. Who's not gonna wonder what happened to all his buddies while his back was turned. He's just gonna keep on patrolling. Which way are you gonna turn? This way? Thought so. Give me your key.
Now get to the speed control station to slow down those spinning inducers.
Alright, what's the best way up there? Is a good question. Do I need to ride the inducer? Oh no.
Now that the inducer decks are spinning slower, get up there and reverse the polarity of each deck.
Alright, this is actually kind of tricky. I probably need to get to Clockwerk if I can. Get to the top of Clockwerk and then I can run up those wires, is what I'm currently thinking. Will this platform get me on top of Clockwerk? Yes, it will. Very good. Alright, that's too steep for me to ride. Actually, I probably want to go on this other wire so I've got more time. I'm gonna wait for this next one to come by. So either I'm gonna do 10 bottles in this episode and 2 missions, or I do 15 bottles and 1 mission. I think I'm kind of leaning towards 15 bottles and 1 mission, because it shouldn't be too bad to collect 10 more bottles. Assuming that, you know, I don't screw up like that again. And it would make sense to actually start the missions next episode, because we're going to get a bit of story. It's hard to tell if that's supposed to be Raccoon Blue Sparkles, or, you know, just anti-gravity magic mumbo jumbo. Alright, now that we've actually gotten started, we're in kind of a rhythm. Oh! Sly goes super fast on these. Gotta go fast, apparently. Good thing you don't really have to do this at the specific top of the rotation, because that would be awful. And you. And one more. Almost forgot to pull out my paraglider. Kind of important. Alright, last one right here. Boop. He does not look in pieces.
What's all this then? The magnets have been reversed. But, by Jove, it seems to have locked the clockwork parts into place. Excellent!
Sly Cooper! Of course this would be your doing.
Ah, Mr. Cooper. No doubt you believed a reversal would pull the old bird apart, eh? But it seems to have had quite the opposite effect. I'm truly grateful. When fully powered up, I'll join myself to its circuits and be born anew!
All this because you can't fly. You're pathetic.
Immortality! Immortality is what I seek. The other Claw Gang members were much too short-sighted. They were satisfied using the clockwork parts to drive their various trivial schemes. But not me. No. I saw them for what they really were. The keys to life eternal.
So, what? You had Neela put me on the scent back in Cairo, and then waited while I stole the parts from the other Claw Gang members. all the while not arousing any suspicion that you were behind it all?
You make it sound easy, Cooper. I had to carry your pathetic gang through that first set of heists. I was overjoyed when Arpeggio let me toss you in jail. I could finally go after the parts myself.
Ah, but acquiring all the parts was only half the equation. Think, Cooper. What kept Clockwerk alive for thousands of years?
He was fueled by his hatred for my family.
Splendid! That's right! Hatred. Putting his gears and wires together was child's play, compared with accumulating that much hatred.
You can't make people hate.
Oh, my poor naive boy. My meticulous mind has found a way. As your hippopotamus friend will attest, spice consumption makes you both angry and susceptible to hypnosis. The Contessa, hypnotist extraordinaire, devised a way to command people through the use of flashing lights. I've created this blimp to be a massive transmitter of those precise light frequencies. The only problem I faced was finding a suitable source of light waves.
Northern Lights. You've been collecting Northern Light energy so you could hypnotize everyone beneath the blimp.
Hypnotize those who've eaten food covered in illegal spice. Thank goodness for Dmitri. Through his nightclub, he got the whole city to consume the spice.
You're going to Paris to unleash a hypnotic light show of hate. That's outlandishly cruel.
Perhaps, but necessary to give Clockwerk his spark of immortality. Ah well, my new body awaits me. Be a dear, Neela, and keep him covered. Ta-ta!
Stupid Arpeggio. I double-crossed the Cooper gang, Interpol, and Carmelita. What made you think I wouldn't do the same to you?
This is preposterous! You're my protege, not the next candidate for my immortality. I demand you exit the Clockwerk frame or...
Well, I can't feel too bad about that.
Clockwerk is born!
But that is the stupidest name ever.
As we all know, things are looking grim. Neela has joined herself to the Clockwerk frame and the Union has produced Clockla. She's out and free to terrorize the world. This blimp is still in motion to Paris. I can only assume Arpeggio's autopilot will activate the hate hypnosis light show. If that happens, there will be no stopping Clockla. She'll be immortal. But we still have a chance. In her new form, she'll need to draw a lot of energy from this blimp's engines to stay strong. If we can disable the engines, that should be enough to weaken her to a state in which we can attack. Getting at these engines will require all three of us to work together in perfect harmony. We've pulled off some tough jobs in the past, but they were just the warm-up round for what we'll be going through tonight.
Clockla is the dumbest name for a villain ever. And now you can kind of see why I was really starting to say that Neela turns out to be kind of a disappointing villain overall. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool that she tricks Arpeggio and takes immortality from him, but there was so much to her story that just kind of got cut out. For example, originally, Neela was supposed to be Rajan's daughter. That's why they're the same species of tiger. They're both Bengal tigers. But that was cut. And I can only imagine that there was more motivations that she had than just, oh, I want to be the very best and, you know, take over Clockwerk's body. But now that she's Clockla, that's like the end of any of her development. And I hope you enjoyed it, because it's over with now. Alright. I understand that y'all are all upset that I got that bottle, and apparently that didn't do me any good, so y'all are still coming, which I don't appreciate. Would you get into the fire? Thank you. I'm really not sure how you guys saw me grab that bottle, but whatever, I'm not going to question it too much. But yeah, I do like that Arpeggio basically tied the entire series of events in this game all together in one neat package. It all makes sense. But Clocklaw? Really dumb. Neela had so much more potential that she could have been besides just an excuse to bring Clockwerk back. I would have loved if Sly had managed to destroy Clockwerk, but there was an even greater evil that was unleashed, or, you know, Arpeggio could have been an even greater evil. That would have been so cool. And I guess it's because Clockwerk is kind of a fan favorite villain. He appears in every Sly... Actually, does he appear in 3? He might not appear in 3. He appears again as a secret boss in Sly Thieves in Time. If you collect all the trophies, you have an opportunity to fight Clockwerk at the very end of the game. And you get a secret ending for doing that. I mean, it's very difficult, but you can do it. I don't know. I understand that the entire impetus behind this game was to collect the Clockwerk parts so that you could not bring Clockwerk back to life. But bringing Clockwerk back to life doesn't really feel like a good twist. It feels like something that happened for the sake of everyone expecting it to happen, and the developers basically saying, hey, wink wink, we know you're in on the joke, so, you know, here's what's gonna happen, everyone expects it, enjoy, we're just gonna do it and play into everyone's expectations, instead of, you know, giving like a genuine twist. I think a genuine twist could have been really good. But that's kind of like a really minor gripe about the game. Overall, Sly 2 is still one of my favorite Sly games, if not my favorite. Thieves in Time is pretty close. I just feel like it... By the end of it, I don't know if there is timetable problems, but it just kind of feels like, oh, you had something in your pocket. I can't really do anything about that. I don't know if they were running out of time in development and had to wrap it up fairly quickly, but I feel like they missed an opportunity. Okay. Where exactly is this bottle? Oh, right there. Alright, that's 12. I can just, instead of trying to calculate myself, I can just look at the UI because I've collected 12 bottles. The next 3 should be accessible from up here, and then we're gonna call it an episode, so hopefully I can do this fairly quickly. Here's one of our treasures. We're gonna have to come back for that. I might start out the next episode by doing a couple of treasure runs. Maybe? Don't know about that. I am going to definitely be doing treasure runs for the final 3 treasures because we actually have 100%ed every episode up to this point. I went back, I checked, I made sure every episode is 100% complete, so we might as well just finish out the game at that rate. And of course, hopefully they sell for enough where we can get our last set of moves. There you are. Right next to the treasure, in fact. Or no, that's not a treasure, that's a computer. I thought that was a treasure. I'm dumb. Alright. Bottle number 15 is up there. How am I gonna get up there? I think this is actually Actually, could I glide from here? That might be a possibility. Yeah, actually, I didn't even need to glide. Cool. And then last one is up here? Yes. Alright. That's half the bottles down. Next time, we got a lot of work to do. So I'll see you then. Thanks for coming out and watching today. As always, every view is much appreciated. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you let me know by leaving me that thumbs up down below. If you're new to the channel and you want to watch the last of Sly Cooper, subscribe because I'm going to be uploading it every weekday, but we only have a few episodes left. And if you have any hints, tips, or tricks, leave me a comment. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Y'all have a great day. Later.